جايين من كل مكان للصويرة زينة البلدان زوروا ونرجع فرحان.
Shalom Bacha. I would like to wish to all of you a good evening, and I would like to wish you a good Shabbat. As you know, tonight is Rosh Chodesh Adar, and all of us, we know what it is Chodesh Adar. The month of Adar, a lot of miracles happened. And we know one thing, that anyone who has problems, the month of Adar, it's a good month. This is our belief. And we know the big miracle that happened, that Haman, he wanted to destroy, to kill the whole Jews. And Baruch Hashem, thanks God, a big miracle happened. Esther, the Queen Esther, and with Mordechai, the Baruch Hashem, with all the tefillot, the praise that they did, and the influence that Esther she had about on her husband, the king Ahasuerus. You know, Baruch Hashem, things turn out to be good, and that kind of Shoah that Haman he wanted to do, Baruch Hashem, nothing happened. And that's what we do, Purim. Purim, Yehudim, Hayta Ora, V'Simcha, V'Sason V'Kar. We know that Haman, he wanted that not only to destroy the Jews of that city, but the Jews of all over the world. That means Amalek. That means it's like what Hitler he wanted to do. That's what Haman he wanted to do. And Baruch Hashem, that didn't happen. From here, the Gemara said, the Talmud said, Haduru v'kiblu. The Jews, again, they were so much happy about this miracle. Now they saw how much Hashem loved them. So they did, it's like the kibu v'kiblu. It's like they accepted again the Torah. They said, the whole Jews from all over the world, they said to Hashem, Hashem, we do love you, we do accept again the Torah that you give us once. One thing you have to know, Hashem, he gave the Torah when the Jews left Egypt. Hashem, he gave us the Torah. But as you know, even that they said, Na'aseh v'nishma', they said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, tell Hashem that before we listen to what He wants to tell us, we will do all what He will tell us. Na'aseh v'nishma'. They said to Hashem, to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, we love so much Hashem with all what He did with us in Egypt. All what Hashem said, Na'aseh will do. Usually, if I propose you something, you ask me, I want to say, I want to listen, then I'll do. Or I never say, I mean, if you want to buy a business, first you see if the business exists, if the business is going well. And then after you decide to buy it, not to buy it. But you don't buy it before you sell, before you see what it's what about. So, you know, in business, usually any kind of business that you do, or anything, even somebody wants to get married, first you see the girl see the man, and then they get married. But they will not get married with no picture, nothing. She doesn't know how he look like, and how she look like. I mean, it's impossible. I mean, you have to see. And usually, the Bnei Israel, when Hashem proposed them, I want to give you laws, they should say, yes, what kind of laws? Then we'll do them. No. The Jews, they did not say that. They said, Na'aseh v'nishma'. We want to do them. Then we listen what you want to give us. First, the compromise to Hashem, we want to do them. That was a kind of love that the Jews, they realized how much they love Hashem when Hashem gave them the Torah. After all the miracles that they saw in Egypt, when they crossed the sea, so they were willing to do whatever Hashem asked from them. But on Purim, maybe 1,000 years later, when the Jews, they saw how much Hashem loved them, that He protect them. I mean, if you read the history of Esther, it's incredible. It's like the way Hashem he acted with the Jews at that time, and from where he saved them, it's incredible. You cannot imagine. It's so nice, so beautiful. So the Jews, when they saw, I mean, it's impossible. The night that Haman decided to hang Mordechai, that night it's Haman who was hanged. How can you believe that? The day that Haman thought to come to ask the king to hang Haman, the king told him, you want to hang the one I love, the man I love. So I want you to take Mordechai, put him in a horse, and go around all over the city of Shoshan and proclaim for me, this is the man I love. Haman was shocked because in his mind, the king loved only Haman, he came to ask the king to hang Mordechai, and now Hashem give to Mordechai all this glory. He couldn't believe that. And beside this, the king, he said to Haman, put my crown over his head. Something that he couldn't believe it. And that night was hung, Haman. And as you know, those who wanted to kill the Jews, those people who prepared all kind of weapons, waited for the date when to kill the Jews, so they've been punished. So that's what we do, Purim. Purim is to remember from what Hashem did for us. It's very important to remember that. And to remember always, that sometimes we don't know what people may think about us, but Hashem will do everything to protect us. All this with the zechut of the Torah. So on Purim, my friend, the Jews again, they said to Hashem, we did receive the Torah 1,000 years ago. Even that we did not know you so well. Because to know you well, we have to study Torah. It's impossible to know Hashem if you don't study the Torah. If you enjoy the laws of Hashem, so you will love Hashem. But if you don't enjoy the laws that Hashem gives us, how can you love Hashem? A lot of people think, said, I love Hashem, but you love Hashem, how you don't keep Torah and mitzvot? Yes, but it's two separate things. No. A body, the body. Can you imagine the body without the head? Can you imagine the body without the hand? Can you imagine the body without the eyes? Or without the mouth? Or without the nose? Or without the ears? No. Or without the legs? No, it's all one part. So you cannot say, I love Hashem, but the mitzvot, the laws that He gives, it's something else. No. No. You cannot say, I love. A man can say that he loves his children if he don't take care of them. he abandoned them. That means that he doesn't love them. It's like somebody. He came with his wife, and he started to talk so bad about his wife, just argument, and his wife, she was looking at him. She could believe it. She couldn't believe. So asked the woman, Madame, can you defend yourself? You have no word to say to defend yourself. So she told me, I'm shocked, Rabbi. I can't believe the kind of accusation he has against me. We had 10 children, and all those accusations against me. How can we have 10 children with all these kind of accusations? He said, I don't give him food, I don't cook for him. Look how fat he is. Not because he eats. In the restaurant, it's the food that I make him. What kind of an argument? At the end, I asked him, tell me, sir, do you love your wife? Do you have a little piece of heart about your wife? Do you feel something for her? He said, of course I feel. I said, with all those arguments that you have against her, how can you say that you have a feeling for your wife? It's impossible. So I said to Madame, now I listen to your husband. Now what is your argument? He said, Rabbi, I have no argument about my husband. I have nothing. One thing I tell you, Rabbi. He said that I was bad with him. One thing, Rabbi, I want to ask you. And she opened her purse and she took from there a iPhone. And she said, Rabbi, open this iPhone. You will see all what he is doing, all what he look, all his things that he do. He was shocked. He said, right away, he said, how do you know? From where did you get this iPhone? So she said, well, I found it in the house. You hide it very, very well. You think I didn't hear what you were doing. I was shocked. My friend, sometimes we feel that we love Hashem, but to love Hashem without respecting Torah mitzvot, what kind of love is this? My friend, I want to tell you something. This is very, very important. The Jews, when they saw the miracles that Hashem He did with them on those days, when Haman was hung and his children were hung, and the peace came to all over the world, that the king Ahasuerus postponed, the bad decree against the Jews, and the Shoah was finished, and everything was happiness everywhere. And now they knew that, and Mordechai became, the chief big rabbi of all the Jews. So now the Jews were so happy. They said to Hashem, na'aseh v'nishma. Now we love you more than ever. Now really, even that we received the Torah, we accepted the Torah, and we said na'aseh v'nishma, we do, then we hear what you want. Again, once more, we do declare na'aseh v'nishma again. So because the whole Jews, they said again na'aseh v'nishma, through that beautiful miracle that happened. So the rabbis decided that every year we have to remember this kind of miracle. And of course, there is a lot of laws regarding this miracle of Purim, beside the Megillah that we read, the fast that we fast, and the Baruch Hashem, okay. But there is one question I would like to ask you. Today, there is a lot of books about Caesar, the Emperor of Rome, Alexander the Great, Pharaoh, in France, Vercingétorix, Charlemagne, roi d'Espagne, Napoleon. There is a lot of big, well-known people. And there is as well a very big, well-known people that they were good, they were bad, their own history. My friend, I do not understand. A history like this, why the nations, they don't talk about this history, what Haman wanted to do to the Jews. And that it was a queen, Jewish queen, that she ruled the whole world with Ahasuerus. Nobody talk about that. It's funny, I don't understand. We talk about Caesar, we don't talk about this miracle that happened with Mordechai and Haman. Not in the history. We know, I don't understand. Why? What about Joseph? Joseph was the one who saved the whole world from starvation. There is not. We talk about Pharaoh. Pharaoh. What about Joseph? Nobody talk about him. People talk about the pyramid. Why no one talk about the Beit HaMikdash? A lot of non-Jewish people used to come to bring sacrifice to the Beit HaMikdash, and they saw the miracles. No one talk. Everything that with the Jewish people, nobody talk. What about the exit of Egypt? I mean, that was a revolution. It's a revolution. I promise you, it's a revolution. All the 10 plagues that Hashem, he hit the Egypt. I mean, Hashem changed the nature. Even in Azeh Moshe, we pray, we say, Shamu Amim Nivhalun. All nations, they heard what happened in Egypt. They are afraid from Hashem. And today, nobody talk about this. Why? Is something forgotten? It's funny. They find things that the archaeology, that it's old, 100 million years ago. That's what they said. We know that the world is not old more than 5,000 and 778. That's it. But according to their account, millions of years, nothing about Jewish people, nothing about those miracles that happened, nothing. Incredible. What about the miracle of Hanukkah? Only with Jewish people we talk about the miracle of Hanukkah. Only with Jewish people we talk about the exit of Egypt. What about when Hashem gave the Torah? The whole nation heard that Hashem said, I am. The whole world was paradise. Nobody talk about that. There is no story about this. It's incredible. I cannot understand. Besides that we talk about Sukkot, about 40 years that we were in the desert, big miracles. Nobody talk about that. It's incredible. What happened in Pompeii, in Italy, a few thousand years ago, everybody knows. But what happened to the Jewish people? Nothing. If we, the Jewish people, we don't talk about the miracle of Pesach, of Purim, of Hanukkah, of Sukkot, of Shavuot, there be nobody to talk about it. And that, my friend, that's why the Torah, she wrote all those holy holidays. And that's why the rabbis told us, beside the holidays that the Torah obligate us to do, Hanukkah and Purim, that they are holidays that our rabbis decided we should do them. If we don't do them, they be forgotten. And that's why the Torah wrote about them. So the question is, why in the history? Why nobody talk about them? Why? My friend, the answer is, if we know something, if I don't do something for myself, who will do it for me? If I need something, I have to do it myself. If I want to eat. If I don't look for food, who will bring me to eat? If I don't do what I need, who will do it for me? No one. Hashem, He give us the Torah. And the Torah belongs only to the Jews. So because the Torah belongs to us, because the nation will not read the Torah, because they have no connection with the Torah. Not because they don't love the Torah, it's not their religion. It's not their religion. Each holiday that we have, it has a connection with the Torah. And because it has a connection with the Torah, only Jewish people knows about that. I mean, a non-Jew cannot imagine the miracle of Hanukkah, the miracle of Purim, the miracle of Pesach. No one can understand. Why? Because it's Torah. Because the connection of Pesach has a big connection with the Torah. There is a lot of Jewish laws about Pesach. So anything to do with the Torah, it's belongs only to the Jewish people. It's our business. It's not their business. And that's why anything to be with the Jewish people, no one will talk about it. Unfortunately, it's terrible to tell you what's going on today in Poland, that decided that anyone who talk about the Shoah, that the Polish people has a connection with the Shoah, and we go to jail for 3 years. Can you imagine that? Yeah, why? Why? I mean, today there is millions of evidence, thousands, not millions, but thousands of evidence that the Polish, they had a connection. I mean, can you imagine? They want, anything to be related to the history, doesn't exist. So this is the reason, my friend. Anything. This is the reason why, unfortunately, today no one will talk. You can imagine Israel, the Holy Land, with all the evidence that we can have, that Eretz Israel belongs to Eretz Israel. Hashem give Eretz Israel to Jewish people. There is nations that don't believe. One thing I want to tell you, my friend. Anyone will not look. Hashem, you want that anything related to Jewish people, only Jewish people have to look for it, to find it. It's in the Torah. One day I was talking to somebody, a Jewish man, and he told me, prove me that we were in Egypt. I said, in the Torah. He said, but I don't believe in the Torah. I said, so what? If you don't believe in the Torah, it's a problem. So I have nothing to prove you. So he asked me, he said, Rabbi, you are Rabbi? Yes. I said, yeah. Do you believe? I said, of course I believe. Are you convinced? I said, of course I am convinced. How can you be convinced? I said, because I'm Jewish. It's something that, are you convinced that you have a head? No, I don't have a head. So, you don't have a head. Are you convinced that you have eyes? Yes, because I can see. Okay. So I said, Baruch Hashem, I'm convinced that I was in Egypt because I can see. Because I was in Egypt. He said, but I don't understand you. I said, I know. You don't understand me, I don't understand you. You have to be Jew to believe that you've been in Egypt. But he said, so he told, but I am Jewish. He said, not only Jewish. You have to study Torah. The Torah will convince you that you've been in Egypt. Only through the Torah you can be convinced. There is no evidence, there is no proof. Only the Torah. Only without the Torah, you can never can be convinced that you've been in Egypt. Now I understand why nations they can talk, historian people they will talk about everything, about what happened 2,000 years ago, 3,000, but nothing about what happened to the Jews. Because it's related to the Torah. Only if you respect Torah, you study Torah, you will believe, you will understand it. Without it, you cannot believe in it. So he told me, Rabbi, please, explain me. I said, look, my friend, there is nothing to explain you. I cannot explain you because I can stay with you years and years and I will not convince you unless you will be calm and start and study Torah. You know, the Jews in Purim, when they saw the miracles that Hashem did with them, they said, Hashem, na'aseh v'nishma. We will do the Torah. Now understand why the Torah is so. It's true. Without the Torah, Hashem will not create the world without the Torah. And what it is Torah? Torah is something that teaches you that there is Hashem. I would like to wish to all of you happy Purim. God bless you. Bracha v'tzlacha, and thank you.